Hey guys, Ray from Love You RV. So we're camped along an interesting body of water in Southern California. It's called the Salton Sea. It's actually the largest body of water in California. It has quite an interesting history. I won't go into it. Just go and search Salton Sea history on Google and you'll find out a lot about it. Anyway, we're in the state park. It's called the Salton Sea State Recreation Area. There's some dry camping spots here for $10 a night, quite reasonable. There's also a full hookup site. Now, a lot of people don't like this place just because it can get an odor at times because it gets algae blooms and it used to have a lot of dead fish, stuff like that. Nowadays, it's gotten so salty that there's not really much fish left in it. I don't really see dead fish carcasses on the shores anymore. And in the winter, right now, there's not really a great amount of smell. Nothing any different than our West Coast ocean smell at low tide. We don't really notice much. So we like to come down here because it's quite a warm area. It's actually 226 feet or so below sea level. So I think it's the second lowest place in North America next to Death Valley as far as elevation goes. Interesting thing is this looks like you're on some sort of a white sand beach, but actually, due to how salty it is and everything, this is actually barnacles. Believe it or not. You can see that. Trillions of barnacles, I imagine. Kind of turning into an environmental disaster these days because it has no natural feeding streams or anything or rivers, so it just gets whatever rainwater and runoff comes into it. So it's slowly been getting saltier and saltier and saltier. Part of the history back in the day, it was that I used to have 5 or 6 kinds of fish, and it was quite popular for boating and fishing and even swimming. But that was back maybe in the 50s or 60s. Nowadays they're just trying to figure out what to do before it dries out, because if it ever dried out, the winds would kick up the dust that's in the sediments and it would be real bad health concerns. Anyway, we're at a place called Salt Creek. And it is kind of a little creek that comes running out of the mountains over there. We're camped right along here, dry camped. Just a few other RVs. They have porta-potties and garbage, that sort of thing. The rangers come by. You can use the dump station for $7 back at the headquarters camp where the full hookups are. But I just thought I'd take you over here. We were exploring the other day, and there's actually quite a bit of water in the creek over here. It's kind of made a little interesting oasis. Then we'll try to get out there, not scare all the ducks away, but all out there, looks like hundreds and hundreds of some type of duck and seagulls. We even spotted some pelicans when we first got here. Maybe a dozen pelicans were out there. 5 or 6 years ago, we used to come here, and the sea still had a lot of tilapia fish. And we'd come down here in the winter, and there would be hundreds and hundreds of white pelicans, and even some brown pelicans. There would be gray blue herons, lots of cormorants. So it was quite the going concern, but when the tilapia died off, a lot of those fish-eating birds kind of left. I think there's only some kind of little shrimp or something left in the sea, or pupfish or something like that. So, but at one time it was quite the migration stopover. So we'll work our way over through this scrubby brush to where the creek is. Today we're looking at a high of about 70 degrees. It's a little cold last night. It got down near freezing. But it's nice and clear because of the cool weather. And actually, if I zoom over this way towards the Palm Springs area, you can see the mountains over there got a good dusting of snow. They finally got their first big rain in Southern California. this winter, and it really covered the mountains up there. There we go. There's part of the creek coming out. I didn't get it on the camera, but I kind of startled a northern harrier hawk, it looked like. I've seen quite a few hawks and little falcons around here, and some songbirds. And now I'm getting to the kind of the prettier section here, just before it goes out into the sea. Kind of gets a little pond. You can see the reeds in there. Lots of little birds in here. This bush actually has a little bit of flowers on it. Looks like there's some bathing going on there. Glad I got this zoom on this camera because I don't think they'd let me get very close to them. Bath time. Ground can get pretty muddy out here. Right now it's fairly dry, but step in the wrong spot and you get a muddy sole. Some of this stuff can be hard to get off your feet. Let's see if I can get a little closer and see what those ducks are out there. Uh-oh. Oops, sorry guys. They're really skittish. Maybe you'll look back at the camping area over there. Where are we? There we are. So one problem of this campsite that bugs some people if they're light sleepers, there's some big trains that roll through here. This area they just roll through, they don't honk their horns, but further towards where the full hookups are, they'll honk 4 times at one of the crossings, so some people don't like that. I'm a pretty good sleeper, I just sleep through it and uses earplugs. But with Christmas coming up, they've been just rolling back and forth and back and forth. Guess they have to take all the Christmas presents for the good girls and boys. Looks like on the shoreline there's some sort of stilt. Plover? I don't know. I don't know my birds, especially when I can't really see them. Once I look at the video I can probably identify them. I think Ann said that we saw a lot of stilts here before, big long-legged birds. The other cool thing about this area is you get a lot of free air shows. I find a lot of military jets, fighters cross over and they head off into those hills somewhere. It's kind of their training route or something. So usually a couple times a day you'll get some flyovers. Sometimes they're pretty low too. Some really cute little guys. Hard to catch them, they're so fast. There they go. Okay, that's pretty out there. I like the birds. Now, I'm gonna head back to the camper, grab Ann, and we want to go do a little exploring. There's a place we haven't been to before, a little kind of nature reserve up in the hills, somewhere up over there. I think it's like the headwaters of the Salt Creek. There's like a little oasis with fan palms. Forget the name. I think it's like called Dos Palms or something. Anyway, I'm gonna take the truck because we got to get some water. This place has water taps, but they're not working, so we're gonna have to run back to the headquarters camp. Talked to the ranger. He said we could go in there and fill our jugs or whatever for free. So go back to the dump station and fill up my water bladder and a water jug. So, like I say, this oasis is only about 20-minute drive away from here. I think it's about 4.5 miles from the headquarter camp. So we'll take you along and see what it's like. Stay tuned. So here we are. It's actually BLM land, Dos Palmas. Area of Critical Environmental Concern, Bureau of Land Management, California Desert Conservation Area. So up there is the Palm Oasis. Hike up there and check it out. San Andreas Spring Oasis. Nice flat path so far, heading towards this Palm Oasis. Looks like there's some kind of fire here. Maybe they did a controlled burn. Get rid of some of the underbrush, protect the palms or something. Not sure. Wow. Wow. It's a palm cave. Oh, this is so cool. Who would have thought this would be up here? See, I think normally this is when the city, how they have them trimmed like that. Whereas I think this is natural. Not that I know anything. So I guess in times of more moisture and rain, this would actually be a pond, but everything's quite dry here right now. No evidence of water, really. But I have seen pictures of this. It looked like there was a little pond in here. And obviously, there's palms, so I guess they're having pretty bad drought down here right now. This one has all sorts of berries on it. Look! Well, no ponds, but still pretty cool to see the palm trees in their natural state up there. And a nice little hike. Now we'll head back, grab some water at the headquarters dump station, and go back to Salt Creek. Should be almost time for a snack and then happy hour sunset. Well, not the greatest sunset tonight, but we got a full moon rising right over the old cougar. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that look around the Salton Sea at some of the sights, nature, etc. Till next time, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Cheers, everyone.